Hey guys! Today I am doing a tag video. I saw Joss Jane's Perfume Collection 2020 tag and I saw a bunch of people doing it and I thought that sounds like a fun tag, so I thought I would do it as well. The first question is, what is the newest fragrance? And my newest fragrance is La Belle from Jean Paul Gaultier. I love Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances and La Belle is no exception. I thought this fragrance would be a lot lighter and fruitier than it is. The notes are pear, vanilla, and vetiver, I believe. It's definitely a fall fragrance. I tried it, I liked it. I'm gonna wait until the weather is cooler because this was a surprisingly heavy fragrance. So I can't tell you that much about it because I've only tried it one time, but I am very excited to try it in cooler weather because my one try was great, but it's just too warm for this fragrance at the moment. Question number 2 is, what is the oldest fragrance in your collection? And I have to be honest, I don't actually know which bottle in my collection I've had the longest. So I took a little artistic liberty with this question, and I'm going to show you the actual oldest bottle in my collection, which is this tiny little extrait version of Rumeur from Lanvin. This is from 1964. It's actually unopened. I've never opened it. I'm a little afraid to because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So I'm just gonna keep it. This was actually a gift and it's very cute. I am a collector, so I do keep things like this. I do collect minis as well. This is not a mini, it's like a pure parfum version. And the bottle is just so beautiful. All of the little details are really nice. But like I said, I've never smelled it, so I can't tell you if it's actually good. The third question is, what is the most expensive bottle in your collection? And the most expensive bottle in my collection is my bottle of Guerlain's Le Bouquet de la Mariee. This is a very expensive fragrance. It retails for $1,000 for this bottle. It's worth every penny. I didn't pay $1,000 for it. And I don't know if I would, only because I don't have $1,000 to spend on perfume. Well, I don't have $1,000 to spend on one, but I'm so glad I have this fragrance. I've used quite a bit of it, and I really love this. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Question number 4 is, what is the most affordable fragrance in your collection? And that would be Honeymania from the Body Shop. I paid $4 for this fragrance, and it smells like honey. It's a very sweet, simple scent. I really like using this to layer, but I honestly don't use it that often, but maybe I should because it was only $4. Question number 5 is, what is your favorite easy reach fragrance? And that would be Girl of Now. This is the closest I've ever come to a signature scent. It just smells like me in a bottle. I have spoken about this fragrance at length on my channel, so I will save you the repetitive speech I will give about this fragrance, but I do really love it. I find that it works in most temperatures. It's extreme heat, it's a little too much. I'm not a light sprayer, so I'm sure if I did, it'd probably be a little bit easier to handle, but for the most part, this is a very easy reach for me. Question number 6 is, what is your favorite bottle design? And that would be Guerlain Mon Exclusif. I love really over-the-top bottles, and I had a very hard time narrowing down which bottle design was my favorite. I don't know if I should mention like my runners-up. Lancôme La Vie Belle L'Eclat was one, Decadence was another one, Good Girl, I love those bottles. But if all of my perfumes came in those bottles, I don't think I'd really be excited. But if every single one of my fragrances were in this bottle, I would be totally fine with that. This bottle is so cute and I love all of the little details. It's just a sweet little bow, but it's not too over the top. And it's got this really nice little silver plating, I don't know what to call it, all around the edges and the sort of transparent dome around the cap. I just think it's beautiful. Question number 7 is, which is your smallest bottle? I actually have quite a collection of minis, but I didn't want to go for the minis because that seems disingenuous. So I chose this teeny little bottle of Poison Espirit de Parfum. I just got this in a swap, and it, I think, is like a 5 ml or 4 ml bottle, but it's actually perfume in here. It's not like a smaller version of like a bigger bottle. Well, it is, but it's like a different fragrance in this bottle. And I don't know if it came in bigger bottles, but this is very strong. So I would be surprised if this came in a bigger bottle. But it's so teeny and it's so cute and I love it. Question 8 is, what is your biggest bottle? And it's kind of funny that this is my biggest bottle considering my smallest bottle is Poison. My biggest bottle is Hypnotic Poison. This is a 5-ounce bottle. I love this fragrance and I didn't want to run out of it, which is really silly considering how many fragrances I own, but I do really overspray quite a bit, so I'm happy I have the 5-ounce. Yeah, it's a giant bottle and I just love holding it and looking at it. It's so nice. Question number 9 is, what fragrance has the best memory association for you? And I struggled a little bit with this one, but I landed on Pink Pepper from the Body Shop. I've had this fragrance close to 10 years now. I wore this on my wedding day, and even almost 10 years later, I'm really glad I did because I really like the fragrance and I think it's a really great wedding day fragrance. This isn't available anymore, so I'm really sorry if what I'm about to describe sounds like something you're interested in, but it's peppery and fresh rose. It smells amazing. It's very light and very feminine, and it's almost a little, I don't want to say minty, but it's got that sort of like freshness to it, and I really wish the Body Shop hadn't discontinued it because I would absolutely continue to buy this. Question 10 is, what fragrance was worth the hype? This question I really struggled with because anywhere online or even on YouTube, there's always, if there's hype, there's always people who hate the fragrance. And I think a lot of the fragrances that I love end up being really polarizing fragrances as well. So the fragrance I landed on was Mon Guerlain. There was tons of hype about this when it first came out, and in my opinion, it's all justified. This fragrance is amazing. I think that it's mass appealing enough without being, what's the word I want? It hasn't saturated the market like La Vie Belle or Good Girl. Like those fragrances I think got so hyped up and people were really disappointed. This got like just the right amount of hype. And I haven't seen too many people say they dislike this fragrance the way I have, you know, Good Girl or La Vie Belle. And I would say this fragrance was totally worth the hype. The next question is, which fragrance was not worth the hype? And I'm gonna say Cloud from Ariana Grande, only because this was touted as a Baccarat Rouge dupe. And while that may be true, I just don't think it's as good as people really made it out to be. Or I don't think I like it as much as people made it out that like everybody's gonna love this. It's definitely good, but it got really hyped up, like a ton of hype. And the coconut note in this is just not my favorite. I feel like as far as Baccarat Rouge dupes go, there are tons of others that I prefer. And I don't really find myself reaching for this as much as I did when I first got it, and as much as all the hype would have made me believe that I would. Question 12 is, what is your favorite fragrance from your favorite fragrance house? And my favorite house is Guerlain, and I'm sorry for a repeat, but my favorite fragrance from Guerlain is Mon Exclusif. This question was so hard for me because I have so many favorite fragrances from Guerlain, which is why they're my favorite fragrance house. I love so many of their scents. Insolence was one that was really close runner-up, as well as Souffle Intense. But if I could only pick one from Guerlain, it would be Mon Exclusif. I think that this fragrance is just really good year-round. It smells like the way I want to smell. It's sweet and warm and floral. And the bottle's really cute. The last question is, what was your most used fragrance? I had a really hard time with this one because I have 3 fragrances that I use all the time: Scandal, Girl of Now, and Caramel Ross from Fragranza. I chose Caramel Ross because in the last 6-ish months, this is the fragrance that I've used the most. I wear it on its own, I layer it with other fragrances, and I went through a bottle super fast. That was true of Girl of Now and Scandal as well when I first got them, and I still use them regularly, but in the more recent months, this is definitely the fragrance I've used the most. This is meant to be a Baccarat Rouge dupe, but it's got a little extra. It's definitely not like exactly like Baccarat Rouge. It's really sweet and warm, and there's this odd syntheticness about it that is very addictive. Like, I keep wanting to smell it. And it projects like crazy, and it gets a ton of compliments. And I feel like that's one of the reasons that I wear it so often, because I am guaranteed to get a compliment when I'm wearing it. And that just makes me feel like I should keep wearing this because people really like smelling it on me, on top of the fact that I really like smelling it on me as well. I hope you enjoyed my answers to this perfume collection tag. Big thanks to Joss Jane for creating the tag. I'll link her channel in the description box below. Go check her out. She's amazing. Thank you to anyone who tagged me. And if you make videos, I tag you. I would love to see your answers to this tag as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.